Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to today's reading with Transform with Rian. And we have a really fun topic today. We're going to be exploring your next big romance. We're going to be looking at the whens, the hows, and the whos, okay? So, a couple questions we're going to be answering here. It's going to be really fun. I feel like this is going to give you a lot of hints and clues about the circumstances and the person involved with your next big romance. So listen up, see what's calling to you and resonating with you throughout your reading, and know that those messages and that info, those details are meant for you, okay? So before we get into that, of course, let's do a collective card pool. I said pool. Collective card pull and let's anchor in our energies to attract love and romance and receive our message. Okay, so deep breath in and hold that breath. Just feel the energies and the feelings of love and romance and deep connection, and exhale. Good. And take another deep breath in and exhale to receive our collective message to get us in the vibes. So here it is right here for us. I feel like this other card wanted to come out too because it was really fighting. So I guess we get two collective messages. So we have these two hearts right here. And this first heart says playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together and remember, love is the greatest healer. And what I'm feeling called to channel from like universe and spirit is that, you know, it's a really attractive thing to be laughing and smiling. So if you are truly in the market for a big romance, a relationship, connecting with someone on that romantic level, make sure you're smiling and projecting this really happy attitude, because that's really, really attractive. Okay, no one wants to really, I would say initially most people don't fall in love with a grump. You know what I'm saying? And then your other message is close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Oh my God, this message is so gorgeous, loves. So what I'm feeling to share with you all before we get into your readings here is that some of you, maybe you feel a little bit disheartened with love and romance right now as you're watching this reading. Like you feel like maybe it's not meant to be for you. Maybe you're feeling like really unattractive right now or not desirable. Or maybe you feel like a little bit hopeless when it comes to love. Like, my gosh, I keep getting into these duds of relationships, and you're like, again, maybe on the verge of giving up. But then really, like I always say on this channel, it's never too late for your happily ever after. So if love is something you truly desire, deep connection, romance is what you truly desire, don't give up on it, okay? You can experience the joys related to that. So, woo, I love these messages. Oh, how beautiful. Okay. So we have our three piles here, and we are going to start in numerical order as usual. We're going to start with group 1. So let me just move these off to the side. So group 1, welcome to your reading. To find out about your next big romance, we are going to be taking a look at when, how, and who. So we're going to save the who for the last bit. This is like their physical appearance, like details about them and things like that. Let's just like hold off on that. Let's kind of build that momentum. So let's start with when and the hows. All right. So we have November. So the next coming November is going to be a very big opportunity for your next big romance. So notice that qualifier there, loves. So depending on when you're watching this reading, November can seem far away, but it doesn't mean you might not have little flings and mini romances between now and November. But the next big one is coming for you in November, okay? And this is a general reading, so the timelines can be different for each of you, which is why I drew an extra card here, okay? And then you'll just see whichever one resonates the most with you. Cool? So you also have, oh wow, this is like super aligned here. So it seems fairly unanimous or fairly strong that the majority of you will be experiencing your next big romance in the coming November. However, it is important to note that Scorpio season does begin towards the end of October. And it begins October 23rd, is like the first day of Scorpio season. And so kind of look to that timeline for your next big romance. Now, I will point out too, because Spirit drew me to this, you have the number 8. So I would say for the smaller portion of you who were drawn to group 1, it can also be in August. Okay, so the next August. So that is the time frame here, but I wouldn't stick too strongly to these because time is relative and it's always in flux, and as your circumstances and situation and energy change, this could shift as well. But, you know, for the most part, this looks like the most likely time frame for you. All right, now let's look at the how. So how's this big romance gonna unfold? How are you going to connect with this person? Okay, so we have free will, loss, inner child, the 10 of coins, the knight of coins, and the tower. Wowzers. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for your connection is that it's going to come into play here during a period of like challenges and loss for one of you, either them or you. So what I'm hearing from Spirit, it could be like the loss of a loved one, it could be the loss of a job, or it could be after the loss of a relationship. So either you or this other person could recently have broken up with somebody. Okay, so some type of loss, maybe even transitioning between different jobs. So we have the Knight of Coins and loss here. You know, the coins energy does speak to like work and finances even. I'm hearing that for some of you, this is, I was opening up the energies for a wide group of people here. So you're going to hear a lot of things in your reading, and it's just important that you really hone in on what feels the most aligned or resonant with you as I go through all of these different scenarios and possibilities, okay? Because this is a general reading. So I'm hearing for some of you as well, you're going to meet after some loss of finances, okay? So it could be maybe some type of investment fell through, or maybe there was some sort of unexpected expenditure that like cost a lot of money, okay? Like, I don't know, maybe you had to, like your car wasn't working anymore, their car wasn't working anymore, so you had to like buy a new car, which is like a big thing, or maybe putting a down payment on a house, right? So there's some kind of loss of money here. And speaking of house, I also see this could happen too as a result of like some type of move, all right? So it could be any move, like within the city, within the country, or to a different country entirely, all right? So I'm seeing that as well. And as they kind of connect and tie, it could be like moving homes because of work, because we were just talking about finances, you know? So there's a lot of things here, but what I'm seeing is some type of loss, either you or the other person, that's going to be unexpected, that's going to really shock you and take you off guard here, because we have the Tower card, okay? And the Tower brings a lot of unexpected circumstances. It's like a wild card in a way, and it has nothing to do with you at all, in the sense of like you're not being punished or anything like that. So I hope you never ever think that, my loves. Yes, there can be consequences for your actions, but I really just don't buy into the mentality that anything perceived as bad happening to you is always some kind of punishment, because I think that that when bad things happen, they could also be a blessing in disguise as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But for sure, in this case, something is happening outside of you. So, for example, again, it could be like a relocation for job or work, and it's like not really your fault because maybe your employer is like, yo, I think you're really amazing and you're doing a great job. And there's this regional manager position that's available, which I think you'd be great for, but it does involve moving, right? So it could be something like that, even, or it could even involve a lot of traveling for work. You know, I have a relative who is like a regional manager, and he does have to travel quite a bit and quite frequently to these different places. So it could be that you meet each other as a result of business travel, okay? And here too, with like work, excuse me, like material possessions. So it's not that you did anything wrong with your car. It's not that, you know, it got totaled or ruined by your doing. It just could be like, hey, it costs more to replace all these parts of your car because it just has so much mileage on it. And so you just have to invest in getting a new car. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, circumstances outside of your control that involves some type of loss here. And if it was some type of breakup as well, like they're breaking up with their current partner or whatever you are, I don't know your situations. Again, I don't feel as this like a bad thing. It's more like a, hey, we've grown apart, like we're on different paths, or we're not connecting to each other as we did before. There's none of that spark and that passion any longer, and let's just go our separate ways and let's find people that we truly adore and want to be with. You know what I'm saying? So again, some loss, some separation happening here. What I'm seeing also with this inner child and free will, there's this feeling of newness and of adventure, okay? And I feel that you or the other person is going to be very open for whatever love or life, not love, but it is also love, whatever life throws their way. So this loss, you know, with every ending comes a new beginning. And sometimes with the endings, we feel all bummed out and sad, but I actually don't see that here because you have the 10 of coins as well, which is actually a great card, is that you're not going to feel like super bummed out about it, or they're not, and they're actually, you or them, again, depending on whoever is experiencing the loss, is going to be super excited about what's next. It's like, oh my gosh, okay, this happened. Like, what's next in life? Like, now something new is opening up for me. I just feel it, and I'm really open to seeing what that is. And for, you know, a lot of you, at least one of those things, if it's not a new house, a new job opportunity, a new car, whatever, it's new romance as well. So, and I feel like, to be honest, even though you know the time frame roughly of when this is going to happen, this romance is going to take you by surprise because this childlike energy is all about wonder, imagination, and like being in awe and surprisable. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, think of little kids, like when they have so many firsts to experience in life, right? And so every new first experience is so exciting and thrilling for them. So I definitely feel this energy for you, or them, again, whoever, whatever this applies to, is really open and excited and just saying like, yo, surprise me, universe. I am like ready for whatever fun, joyful things come through. And, you know, with this free will here, it makes me think of that free spirit energy, right? Where you don't feel like so trapped or bogged down or rigid about anything. You're just ready for some adventure. You're ready for excitement. So that's what I feel with this free will card here. And this thing here, notice it says action cannot be forced. So the way this thing is going to play out, how it all plays out, is going to feel so natural and effortless. I mean, have you ever been in those types of like relationship starters where it feels like you have a hard time finding time to meet because both of you are like really busy, or there is like sort of maybe a distance between you and them that you have to like commute or travel to see each other. Do you know what I'm saying? And so it seems like there's some kind of barrier, right? Like a scheduling barrier, whatever. And I remember when I was dating like crazy, like I would match with someone on a dating app and we'd exchange messages, and we'd be doing that for like 2 or 3 weeks before we ever met in person. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like you're not going to have any of those obstacles to overcome. It's just going to feel like perfect timing all the way through the process here, okay? And you're going to be really surprised in that regard about how this all works out. And you know what they say about love is like you always come across it when you least expect it. And so I feel like that's what's going to happen. So it's overall, this energy is like very, very beautiful, very thrilling, very exciting, and very like agreeable. You know what I'm saying? I really don't sense like a lot of drama with these circumstances here. Especially with this 10 of coins, I feel this energy of like fulfillment, happiness. It's almost like complementing each other in just such a beautiful way. Um, Again, just effortless is the word that I am hearing here. Now, I do also want to point out here, which I wasn't anticipating, with this Knight of Coins, what I'm hearing a little bit about their personality, and for some of you, like it may resonate more with you, is that there's this sort of steadiness about them where things don't feel like rushed. There's like no anxious energy here because the Knight of Coins is this very reliable, steady, stable energy and presence. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you're like going on a first date with somebody and you have butterflies and you just feel like super duper excited or nervous throughout the date and throughout getting to meet them? And it's like quite the opposite of a very relaxed, chill encounter that's just so easygoing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel it, your situation is more the latter, right? Where there isn't this like jittery, nervous, anxious, overly excited kind of energy. And you know what I'm feeling as well is, I don't know if this is you or this could be their personality, but some people, they tend to like talk a lot, like nonstop when they're really nervous. Do you know what I'm saying? Or maybe they like shake their knee or tap their finger. They have like these nervous habits, right? I feel like that's not going to be present at all. And if you tend to have that, like you'll notice that there's an absence of that when you meet this person or go out on a date with them. And the opposite will be true if this is more their general pattern. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look though about more on the who. That would be like a good segue here. So hopefully some of this is resonating with you. If it is, like, don't forget to hit that like button, comment down below, like what is resonating with you that you can totally feel is gonna be like happening for you when you meet this person, this next big romance. So we have two cards here because again, general reading, and I feel like Spirit wanted me to give more like options to allow you to see what fits you the best. So let's pull this one out. So we have the Youth of Cups. So who is this person? So this person here, when we're looking at cups, this could be someone who's a water sign, okay, or have a lot of water placement in their chart. So we're thinking Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, all right? This youth energy, this is gonna be someone that is younger than you, and it could be as like young by a couple days, a couple months, a couple years, or also they can look very young. Okay, so they look younger than their actual age as well. So very youthful looks. Definitely someone who has darker skin tones. Okay, beautiful brown skin. Also here, when I'm looking at this image, this is someone who also likes to read. They could even be an author. They could be a journalist. They could be writing articles. I'm also seeing they could even be a student, so they could be studying something, okay? They could be maybe getting their master's or PhD, doing some type of training for work when you meet them. Some of them may also even be teachers or college or university professors or some type of instructor even, okay? Other things I'm seeing about them, like who they are, they could be from a coastal country or region, maybe even from islands, right? So basically any coastal city or state or country. I'm also, for some reason, I'm hearing like Caribbean islands as well. Okay, so a lot of, for many of you, this person could have like ethnic background in those Caribbean islands. You may actually even meet each other like on the beach as well. I'm seeing that, especially for those of you who maybe travel for work. Okay, so if on your travels or if this person travels, like you'll have a great opportunity to connect at the beach. Wow, that's really cool. I love that for you all. That feels like really romantic, to be honest. And what else am I hearing here? I feel like that's all that I have for this. So, also dark hair. Dark hair, obviously, I think that goes without saying here. Now, see, if this one didn't resonate with you, then this is like another possibility of that individual. Oh my gosh, so also another dark skinned person. So this one right here, what I'm seeing for many of you, that this is someone who has origins and roots in Africa, actually. So this one I was feeling like tropical Caribbean vibes. Caribbean. Oh, I guess it just depends on how you emphasize it, right? I was like, did I say it right? Oh my gosh. So ancestry, Africa. I'm hearing for some of you too, this person could be mixed, okay? Because we have this black and white cow here. So part of their ancestry lies in Africa, and they could be mixed with some other ethnicity. Okay, so European, Asian, Latin American, some other ethnic group. Now it's interesting here because you also have the Knight of Coins here. So I definitely feel very strong earth energy when it comes to astrology from them, because this makes me think of Taurus, the bull. So a lot of earth energy, and for many of you, this could be someone who has sun sign Taurus, or a lot of their placements are in the sign of Taurus. One thing that I'm sensing here, and I felt it a little bit with this card, and I feel like this is applicable to whichever one you feel most drawn to, but they're very athletic. Okay, I'm sensing that very strongly, that the person that you are going to have a romance with is very athletic. They like being outdoors. Like, look at these, both of them are outdoorsy kind of people. Okay, I'm sensing that this person here, for some of you, they like to be very simple, dress simply. They don't have a lot of like expensive tastes. Not saying they're broke or anything like that, but they're not someone that's very frivolous with their money. Okay, so that's a big thing. Some of them I'm hearing with this that they have some roots in like farms or agriculture. Okay, so their work could be related to that, or maybe their parents own land. Okay, or they're in some sort of agricultural farming sort of profession or business, something related to that. I'm hearing that they really like warm, sunny weather as well. Like, again, they like to be outdoors. They prefer warmer climates. Yeah, that is really gorgeous. Oh, so I really love your reading. I hope you did as well. Oh, sorry. One last thing. The Knight of Coins, when it comes to age, this is someone who is most likely very close in age to you, is what I'm sensing. So this person is definitely younger, like obviously so, but this person is more close to your age. So at least number wise, the same age, okay? But, you know, maybe if you were born in November or April, they were born in November, kind of thing, right? So same year as far as age goes, but maybe different month type thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Maybe that didn't even need to be explained. Wah wah. But in any case, I hope you really enjoyed your reading. Thanks for watching. I really had fun doing this reading for all y'all. And thank you again for your likes, comments, letting the ads run, and just all the general support that I'm receiving from all of you. I really, truly appreciate it. And thanks for hanging to the end. Remember, loves, it's never too late for your happily ever after. I will see you all next time. Bye. Hey there, group 2. Welcome to your reading. To find out more about your next big romance, we are going to find out the who, so their appearance, kind of maybe a little bit about their personality, their occupation maybe. So we'll save that to the very end. We'll kind of build up to it. We'll find out the when and the how, so like the circumstances of how you're gonna meet and what's kind of happening in both of your lives or one of your lives at the time you guys are about to connect. So let's just start with the basic stuff here. This is a general reading. So we'll just get an idea of like when would be the most opportune or likely time for you to meet your next big romance or be involved in your next big romance. And just be aware that, you know, I'm not a big believer in like exact timelines because things are always shifting and changing. That this is not really set in stone, but at least it gives us a starting point or something to look to. You know what I'm saying? So for month, we have April. Wow, so the time I'm recording this video, April is actually coming really, really soon. So April would be a high likelihood time for you to have your next big romance. And we also have Earth. So this could be actually multiple points. So I can sense already that for those of you that were drawn to group 2, that we have like a wide group, a wide variety here within this group of people. So Earth, this is speaking to the seasons of the Earth signs. Okay, so we have Capricorn season, which we just passed because now at the time I'm recording this, we are in Aquarius season. Okay, so Capricorn season is like end of December into towards the end-ish of January. So the next one is actually Taurus, which does have some time in April. Okay, so April, endish of April into endish of May is Taurus season. And then lastly, we have Virgo season. So that's end-ish of August towards the end-ish of September. Okay, when I say end-ish, we're thinking like late teens, early 20s kind of time frame of the month, okay? So any one of those Earth seasons for Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. You can look up the actual dates with a quick Google search. Now this part's really fun and interesting, okay? This is where the meat of our conversation is gonna be. We're gonna find out like the circumstances, like the how is this next big romance going to come about, like what's gonna be happening in your lives. So we have offer, home, karmic partner. Ooh, so there's gonna be a lot coming through here. So just really tune into your gut instincts and your intuition and see which one of these things I'm going to explain to you resonates the most, because with the first reading there were like tons of different scenarios. So next we have 3 of coins, the devil, and the magician. Okay, so first and foremost, what I'm hearing is that for some of you, this is actually going to be an ex, okay? And I felt it as soon as I revealed the karmic partner card, and then it got stronger when I revealed the devil, and it just felt really certain when I revealed the magician. So let's kind of go over that scenario first. Now, usually some people, when they hear reconnecting with an ex, it kind of like leaves this gross feeling in your gut. But what I'm hearing actually is that things are going to be better this time overall. And this situation, like, it's actually not going to be bad in the sense that this ex, like, maybe you parted ways just because, like, you had to move for work, move for school. So for some of you, I'm hearing like this is an ex, this is someone like you dated in high school or college, and you separated just because, like, your paths were taking you in different directions. Like, it wasn't because you didn't care about each other anymore. Okay. So I'm hearing that for like ex. I don't I'm not feeling like the circumstance of your relationship ending was like a bad thing or like somebody cheated on you or whatever. Like, I'm not necessarily sensing that. With the devil card, when it comes to the ex situation, I really feel a lot of heat, a lot of passion between the two of you. You know, I mean, I have people kind of like this from my past. I don't know if you do too, where you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, that person, like, if I ever had the chance to reconnect with them again, like, I am just gonna do all sorts of to them, you know, like they are a real panty dropper. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they have that kind of vibe. So there's this insane attraction between the two of you, is what I'm getting. And that's kind of fueled by this devil energy where it's like you can easily become very addicted and obsessed with each other. Okay, it's that kind of energy. And with the magician, when I was tuning into that X vibe, the word that was coming through was like tricky. Okay, because you know, when you meet someone from your past again, it's like memories come back, right? Some of them pleasant, some of them not. But also there's this energy too of like real curiosity and like questioning yourself. Like, it's so crazy that I ran into so and so again. I haven't talked to them in years, right? And you're wondering to yourself, like, was it just like a weird instance where it's like, oh, hey, what's up? I'm glad you're doing well. Bye. Or is there something more there? Right? And maybe there's a little bit of a curiosity there as well. Like, what have they been up to? What are they like now? I want to catch up. Are they seeing somebody? Are they not? Like, what's the case? What's the story here? So there's a lot of this like curiosity, which makes it feel like a very tricky situation where it's like, should I do it? Should I not? Right? And you're really in like weighing the pros and cons of this. And really, it's with the magician, it's gonna be whatever you make of it. Okay, it can be as drama free as you want it to be, or it can be like a wild, crazy roller coaster ride if you know, overthink things. So it's really what you make of it. Okay, that's what I'm sensing here. But there, oh, whoa, this is wild. So what I just heard is that there is this piece of you, even if it was in your subconscious, love, that really, really wanted to meet up with this ex again. Okay, like you have been thinking about them, wondering what's going on with them, and you're manifesting it. You're manifesting them coming back into your life in some like twist of fate, even. Okay, so this is a manifestation of one of your deep desires. Now, is this someone you're gonna marry? Like, I don't know. This is not what this reading is about. This is just about your next big romance, but you're definitely calling this person back into your life consciously or unconsciously. So you know what it is because, you know, again, this is general reading, so you know the circumstance in that regard. Now, stepping away from the ex situation, what I'm also seeing here for the circumstances is you are going to meet this next big romance either at an engagement party or a wedding for someone that you know, or when you go back home to visit for like a holiday or a vacation. Okay, I'm sensing for some of you, even this could be someone that you knew from, like, again, childhood, high school years. So like if your parents still live in the same house from when you were in high school, elementary, like whatever, when you go back there as you're kind of like going about your business, going to grocery store, shopping at the mall, going on your jog or run or whatever, you're gonna run into someone from your past, okay? I'm also seeing for some of you, this might not be someone from your past, but you go to an engagement party or like a wedding, and it's like one of the other guests is someone that you really connect with and have this romance with. And that feels really strong because April 2, we have these flowers and we have this. So I'm really feeling this energy of like a bouquet. Do you know what I'm saying? It could even be that you're the one that catches the bouquet or they're the one that catches it, right? It could even be that crazy. And maybe both of you get a bit competitive over who gets it, you know? And then one of you will win it. So it could be that scenario as well. I feel like there's something else happening with this like home card here. Oh, yes. So, okay, this is you going back home. But I'm sensing for some of you, the other scenario that happens here is that, and I've seen movies about this as well, which is like super duper cute. And I'm like just gushing over this for you. But it's like you go back to spend time with your family, okay? Like parents, siblings, whatever. And this is someone that is like their neighbor, for example, that you really hit it off with. Or it could be someone that's doing renovations or fixing up their house or doing repairs to their house. Or maybe someone who helps manage their yard or their pool. Or for some of you, or maybe you grew up on like a farm or a ranch, it could be like the new farmhand or rancher or like, what are those people called that like let the sheep and the cows out and then they kind of round them back up at the end? Like, so cattle herder is one. Is it like sheep herder? Is that the other one for it? I don't even know. But I guess ranch hand is another word for it too. So it could be that your relative, so parents or sibling, whatever, hired a new ranch hand or whatever, and you like really hit it off with them. Okay. Yeah. Or it even could be, so if one of them works from home or they own their own business, it would be an employee of theirs. Okay. So, that's what I'm feeling from this energy here. Oh my God. And that's okay. I wasn't even like focusing on this card, y'all, but now this card makes so much sense because this Three of Coins really speaks to like co-workers, people that you work with. So like you go to the wedding or the engagement party and it's like a co-worker of the bride or the groom, whoever it is that you know, kind of thing. Or you go home and it's someone that works with your relatives. Again, either like they're employed by them, like because they own a business, or they're helping them with a renovation of like the bathroom or renovating the backyard or fixing the outside of the house, like the shingles or whatever, right? So I just feel like some of you, where it's not the X thing, it's kind of like, yo, you're gonna meet because there is some sort of like connection between them and someone you know here and you. You know, it's like, what is that, like 2 degrees of separation? Something like that. So, wow. This seems like a total like rom-com sort of movie vibe I'm getting here, and I'm like loving it. Y'all, I'm here for it. Like, if this actually happens, can you please, please, please bookmark this video, save it, and come back to it and like type in the comments the story of what actually went down, because now I just need to hear what happens here for you. Like, it's wild. I did not feel this way as strongly about reading number 1, but for your reading, I'm like, I just have to hear about this. Like, you could write a book or shoot a movie about your love story right here. Okay, that aside, let me like ground myself because I'm so excited for you. Let's take a look at who they are. So we're going to look at like physical appearances, maybe what they get, some more ideas of what they do for work, the things that they like, maybe things that they dislike. I don't know where they're from. So we have 2 cards here because, again, general reading, right? So whatever resonates with you from what I'm about to tell you, okay? So with this card, we have Man of Cups. Oh, okay. So this person with the cups, they could be a water sign. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or they could have a lot of planetary placements in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Okay, so that being said, and it's interesting too because we even have this like water hose here. As far as like ethnicity goes, so we have someone who has like white skin color, so likely European descent of some sort, right? And we have this firefighter energy. So it very well could be that this person is in some sort of public service position. So firefighter is obviously one. They could even be like a police officer, so public servant. Yeah, I think that's the more accurate thing, like public servants. Okay, maybe they work as part of the city council. Maybe they're the city manager. I used to work at like City Hall when I was in high school. So there's the like Parks and Recreation department, right, that manages like the city parks and stuff. There's even like Public City Works. So people who help make sure that the waste products are handled. And then like there's water and electricity and I think even like cell service, like all that kind of stuff that functions and works within city limits. Maybe they're even like mayor. Okay, that's another civil servant, public servant. I'm also hearing, like I heard earlier, like they work for the DA, like district attorney. Okay, so they serve the city and the people in that way as well. They might even be like, oh my gosh, is there like a specific name for them? The people who like work at the jail or the prison. They're not really called police. Security guard? I feel like that's wrong, y'all. If you know what I'm talking about, like, can you comment that down below? Okay. I'm seeing this pavement and this street here, and I'm feeling like city vibes or suburban. So they weren't raised in like a very rural environment. Okay, they're like a city kid from suburbia, like that's kind of their vibe. I'm tuning into their personality here, which is very, very interesting. So what I'm hearing here is that they're the type of person that gets like wildly passionate about things, but they have like this conscious desire to tone themselves down. Like there's things that get them super duper excited, super duper riled up, but for some reason, I think part of it is linked to their public service kind of job, is like they don't want to look unprofessional to people, or they don't want to look silly or stupid or crazy in front of people. So even though they have these super strong, passionate, fiery emotions, they tend to like, put them in a cold shower and try to detach from those wild feelings. And so I feel like there's a little bit that they bottle up inside of them. And so I'm getting the sense here that their public face is very different from their private face. Okay. And it's not like they're a liar or a deceiver or anything like that. They're just very conscious of how other people see them and when other people's eyes are on them. Do you know what I'm saying? And so they're just really aware, okay, of like how they behave and how they present themselves in public. So let's take a look at this other card here. We have the Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, so your person is like a mermaid or a sea creature or a merman, whatever. I'm kidding. No, not at all. So you also have cups. So again, really pulling in on that energy of a water sign or a lot of water placement in their birth chart. Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, just to kind of review. Now, the Queen of Cups. So for some of you, when we're looking at age, this person will be older than you. Okay, so this kind of identity is someone who's similar age with you. So I'm sensing give or take 1 year if there's an age difference. But for others of you, this person is definitely older than you, okay? Hands down. And like by a couple of years at least. So I'm sensing like 3+ years older than you. And what I'm sensing here with this kind of person is that they have some type of distinct feature about them that is a little bit odd or a little bit unusual, okay? Like eye-catching. Like this person has blue hair and blue skin, like, okay, right? So there's a distinct physical feature that they have. For some of them, yes, maybe they color their hair like some multiple colors or some wild color, like, you know, maybe they bleach blonde hair or pink hair, blue hair, green hair, multicolored hair, whatever the case may be. Or it could even just be that they have like a unique hairstyle, right? That's not sort of like run-of-the-mill barbershop do. Like they go to a hairstylist kind of thing. They also, you know what I'm noticing here is this jewelry. So they might have some type of piercing that catches your eye as well. Of course, it could be something wild like a belly button piercing if you're attracted to women. I actually don't know many guys who've ever done that, but I'm not saying that they can. Maybe a nose piercing, lip piercing, that bridge of the nose piercing, maybe lots of ear piercings, nipple piercings, like, right? So they have like some kind of piercing that catches your eye, some type of jewelry, or they like to wear jewelry. Some of them, maybe they wear like a chain necklace that has like big chain links on them. But there's something, at least physically, that's very eye-catching about them. Okay, maybe it's their eye color even. Maybe they have a prominent nose. Maybe they have that luscious lips, curvy body, nice butt, right? Whatever the case may be. So that's what I'm kind of seeing here from them. Now, with this energy, what I'm getting is I'm actually sensing some type of like healer vibes from them. Okay, so as far as profession and career goes, I'm seeing that this person could be like a spiritual coach, spiritual mentor or guide, like a pastor, a rabbi. I actually don't know any other spiritual leaders that are like allowed to be in like relationships. I know priests can't. So let me know in the comments down below like what other religious authorities and leaders are, because I'm not a religious person. I'm more of a spiritual person. But let me know in the comments down below, okay? And of course, let me know like if any of this is resonating with you or any of this like you really like the sound of, because it actually helps to type it in the comments, because that's another way of helping it manifest or come true. Little tip for you loves. I didn't share that with group 1, so you're lucky. But with this water energy, it's very empathic. So maybe they work in the medical field even, right? Because medical professionals are healers. They could be a therapist, a counselor. Maybe they help people with like addictions, right? We have the devil here. So maybe they help people overcome and manage substance abuse or other addictions, like maybe addictions to gambling, spending money, playing video games, like whatever, you know? I'm also sensing that they could even, you know, looking at this too, they could even work as like a paramedic or an EMT, okay? So that's also like a healing, and ideally you want people who have those emergency responders be very empathic as well. What other professions? I feel like there's something more as well. I'm hearing also like yoga instructor for some of them, or some type of fitness instructor as well, but not like CrossFit, like a very non-traditional fitness instructor. So yoga, Pilates, something like that, you know, where there's like, there can be a little bit of a spiritual element involved with it. For some of you, this person may be on the darker end, so more browns, skin tones, um, or even like olivey, right? I'm feeling like Mediterranean vibes. You know, like Italians, some of them have like that dark skin, Greek, even, right? People from Turkey, that kind of thing. I'm seeing that as well. And for some reason, I'm also hearing like kind of random. Some of them like to go on the boats, be out at sea, or go out on a lake as part of their hobbies. Some of them actually also like to fish or go crabbing or shrimping, like some type of fishing, catching sea creature kind of thing. Oh, I'm also hearing actually scuba diving or snorkeling. That might be one of their hobbies as well. Wow, very interesting. I really loved your readings, y'all. Like, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the likes and the comments. Thanks for letting the ads run. Like, I really, truly appreciate all of your support as I make these videos for you all. So really, thank you. And if you have some suggestions about topics you want me to cover, like, by all means, I'm all ears. Comment them down below as well, and I'll definitely fill into it for y'all. But in any case, thank you for watching, and remember, it is never too late for your happily ever after, and y'all better tell me when this romance goes down. So bookmark this video and come back to it and comment what goes down with this, because I really, truly want to hear about it. Okay, loves, enough talking. I'll see y'all next time. Hey there, Group 3. Welcome to your reading to find out more about your next big romance. So this is a general reading, so there's going to be a lot of info coming through for y'all, so just really tune into your intuition and your gut feeling and really pick out just the pieces that resonate most with you, because there's all sorts of things coming through with this reading. I feel the energy is so big and expansive. So we're going to find out more about them. Who, to answer the question who, like maybe ethnic information, career information, personality information, whatever. So we'll do that at the end. We'll kind of work our way up to it. We'll find out like how you're going to meet, the circumstances of your connection, things like that. And we'll also start off here with the when. So I'm not a big fan of like absolutes when it comes to time, because time is relative and everything is constantly in flux. So your situation can change, their situation can change, and that can either accelerate or maybe delay the timeline a little bit. So this is just gonna be an focal point where this is the most likely timeline, but just know it can change, okay, loves? So we have January. So the time I'm recording this is like the end of January. So for some of you, you will definitely be meeting them any day now. But for others of you, this will represent like next January, okay? But just keep in mind that this doesn't mean you're not going to meet people and go on some great dates, maybe have like mini romances along the way to your next big romance, which is what is the focus of our video here today. All right, loves? So you have January, and then another option is water. Okay, so this happened with the second reading as well. This speaks more towards water sign seasons, okay? So the water signs are Pisces, and that season is February, like end of February-ish into end of March-ish, okay? And next you have Cancer, which is end-ish of June towards the end-ish of July, so that's Cancer season. And then lastly, we have Scorpio season, which is from the end-ish of October towards the end-ish of November. All right, so those are the timelines or time frames for where you're most likely to experience this next big romance. So again, the water seasons, we're looking at Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And you can definitely look it up online if you care to know the exact dates. You can just Google it for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio seasons. All right, but again, I wouldn't be too attached to this. This is just like a nice, easy, quick thing for us to get the ball rolling. All right, loves? So this is a lot more fun. The how, the circumstances of your next big romance. Okay, so let's see what comes through. We have no. That's an interesting start. We have divine timing, and we have mystery. Wow, this is something else. Let's see what we have for your tarot cards before we kind of tune into this. So we have the moon. I'm going to put that here actually because the moon is a very mysterious energy and force. We have the Five of Wands and we have the Five of Cups. Okie dokes here. Oh my gosh. So, you know, to be honest, what I'm really sensing from you, my group 3 people, is even though you were drawn to this next big romance video, there's something about you that is a little bit closed off to love. Maybe there's like heartbreak from your past. Maybe you're not completely over an ex. Maybe you were traumatized from a past relationship. Like, you know how some people, they might have been in verbally abusive or physically abusive relationships. And so there's sort of this like guardedness when it comes to love and romance. Okay, like I'm really sensing that vibe from all of you. And, you know, ultimately, the energy that I'd like you to receive from this reading as well is that there's still hope. Okay, that if love is something that you truly want to experience, you can definitely heal and release a lot of whatever bad experiences with love you had in the past and experience the best type of love for you, the best type of romance for you. Okay, this doesn't have to be your story or narrative any longer of being like damaged or broken or unlovable or whatever words you're using that aren't really honoring and respecting your divine energy, my dears. Wow, the energy of your reading is so different from the other two, and I honestly really love when that happens. To really explore all these possibilities and facets of everyone's experience here on Earth. And I'm also seeing, so if that's something that doesn't resonate with you, this could be sort of the energy and experience of the person you're going to be involved in with this next big romance. Okay, so just know that this could be either or. And you will gain either way to understand this situation and circumstance better. So here with this mystery and this moon card, what I'm getting is that this experience is going to be something that is going to be very new and foreign for some of you. What I'm getting is that some of you, this next big romance, it's gonna be someone that you would have never pegged to be a person you would fall in love with, or someone that you would ever experience romance relationship with. It's gonna be like, you know, all of us have this sort of idea of the type of person we wanna be with. In your case, this next big romance is someone who's definitely not gonna fit that mold, honey. It's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be a good one, but it's gonna be a surprise. And now I'm like really intrigued to kind of know what this is about. But I see here that you're going to be entering, oops, sorry, little ghosty, some unknown territory. That's why I brought that up, because there's this intrigue, magic, suspense. So there is a lot of like unknowns and unexpected things here with your next big romance. I feel like you're gonna be constantly surprised almost as this romance evolves and progresses from the time you meet until the time like you realize that this is love and this is romance. And for some of you, this may be like who you choose to spend the rest of your life with, right? I mean, that's not the focus of this reading, but for some of you, it may end up moving in that direction, you know? I'm seeing here with this no card that either your initial reaction to potentially exploring something with them is going to be like a no way, or their reaction will be no way. But as you find that you interact with each other, you're going to start to realize that there's something there. Oh my gosh, y'all. I just thought of like the Beauty and the Beast song from the Disney version, something there. You know how like Belle and the Beast meet in like really awful situations because the Beast is being like a total jerk face and like locking her father up and all that stuff. And then they swap places, right? I hope I'm not spoiling this for anybody. I'm pretty sure most people have already watched Beauty and the Beast. If you haven't, go watch it. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. Let me know in the comments down below if you also love Beauty and the Beast. BT Dubs, I totally loved it when her, the musical artist, did Belle in like that anniversary special. That was awesome. But in any case, what came through for me is, at first, Belle and Beast were like at odds and not like buddy buddy friends at all. And then, their relationship evolved, and then Belle and started to fall in love with the Beast, and the Beast started to respect her more and start to have feelings for her, right? And it's making me think of that scene where they're out in the snow doing that snowball fight. And they're singing one of my favorite Disney songs where it's like, there's something sweet and almost kind, but he was mean and he was coarse and unrefined, and now he's dear and so unsure. I wonder why I didn't see it there before. Let me know if you liked my singing. Not that I'm fishing for any compliments or anything, loves, but it's one of my favorite Disney songs, and I just love the energy of that song, of like these beautiful, unexpected feelings that are blossoming between people. So that's totally what I'm feeling, the vibes here. Now and I feel like, again, with the moon, it's just like you're gonna be completely baffled as to why you're feeling why you are feeling the things you're feeling, kind of thing. You're gonna be like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting this. Like, where did these feelings come from? You're totally not my classical type, like that type of thing. Or again, they may be thinking that. Now, when I was speaking to sort of like a painful past, that is what came through with these cards here. So do you see how this poor fairy is like hunched in and like kind of curling in on themselves because they're trying to feel comfort, they're trying to feel peace, they're trying to feel secure and safe. And I feel like that's like a big point of pain for you or the other person. It's like you just, because of what happened in the past, you don't feel safe opening up. You don't feel safe trusting someone. You want to protect your heart, protect yourself, right? Like, again, you or the other person. I'll stop saying that because I think I've honed that in enough, right? And there's this fear of like diving in to love again. So the water here represents emotions, represent love, and this is the whichever one of you that's afraid to dive into the waters because all you see is danger and pain and suffering and the risk of getting hurt again. But see, there's this like white bird here. I'm going to call it a dove. It may or may not be a dove, but what I'm hearing Spirit wants me to channel and share with you all is that there is always hope, even in the darkest and most impossible of scenarios. Like maybe you think finding love is impossible for you after what's happened, but there is hope. There's always that light and that possibility for something unexpected to happen here, or something that feels impossible to happen, okay? Yes, I didn't do this for the other piles, love, but I feel like I need to draw some more cards for you. So let's just get another card to kind of clarify this a bit before we get into like the description of them. So Spirit, can you just tell us a little bit more here? Okay, let's see what we got for you. Queen of Cups, Three of Swords, Nine of Cups. So there we go. There's that heartbreak energy, okay, that really hurt you all. The thing that came through for me, and you know, I don't mean this to offend you. Like, this song really resonated with me at one point in my life when I was dating people, but it's Damaged by TLC. So if you have Spotify, if you have Tidal, and you really resonate with music and song lyrics and like you feel the energy of song, check out that song Damaged. The chorus goes, my heart's at a low. I'm so much to manage. I think you should know that I've been damaged. I'm falling in love, but there's one disadvantage. I think you should know that I've been damaged. Okay, so I gave you guys like 2 songs today, so your reading is all about songs. um, and I'm getting the sense that you and the other person like are very emotionally driven people, and that could actually be why the moon came out. Now that I think about it, that you're really empathic, you're really compassionate, you experience your emotions and the emotions of others on such a very profound level. Okay, and I feel like this Queen of Cups represents you or them, where there's this beautiful aspect of yourselves where you experience like wonderful, wonderful highs and utter joy, peace, bliss, happiness, love. But conversely, you can also experience the really, really low lows of like grief, despair, depression. Okay, like you just feel very, very deeply. All right, you and or them. But this card here, again, is just reminding you that your wish will come true. Okay, because the Nine of Cups card is all about wishes, all about you being so fulfilled, so happy, because it's like this ballerina here, like the lead character of the story of your life, who gets to wear these beautiful outfits, have all eyes on them, dance like there's no tomorrow, dance out of joy and celebration and love because something amazing is like happening. And you have this beautiful castle in the background as well. So your wish, whatever it may be, even if it's not so much love right now, but whatever other wishes you have for your life, it will come true. Okay? It's all a matter of believing it's possible and taking those steps towards your goals and dreams. Okay? Oh my gosh. I feel like we need to take a deep breath together. I'm just feeling so much of your beautiful spirit and energy right now. Let's take a look here at these 2 personas, these 2 identities, to identify more of the who is involved in your next big romance, who this other person is, okay? So for some of you, it's going to be this Sage of Cups energy here. So this is someone who's definitely older than you, okay? So 2+ years older than you. With the cups, they could be a water sign, all right? So like we talked about earlier with this water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or have a lot of placements in their birth chart in those signs. What I'm seeing here is that for some of you, your significant other in this big romantic connection is a fighter. So yes, quite literally, they could be a boxer, a wrestler, maybe they could do MMA fighting. They could have those positions. But the other thing I'm seeing is someone who like fights for the rights of other people. So maybe they're like an activist for human rights or for the environment, for the earth. Maybe they're like a social worker, or maybe they help manage like a union. Okay, they could even be a lawyer, right? Like I'm feeling more prosecutor rather than defense lawyer. I'm also sensing too that they could work in the police force, but not so much like, is like a beat cop? Is that what they call the people that like go on patrol and like give out parking tickets and direct traffic, whatever? I think that's like a beat cop, right? But what I see them more in the role of is like gathering evidence to prosecute somebody, right? So they could be someone that is like a detective or a special agent, someone who has to like investigate crimes. They could even be like CSI, crime scene investigators, right? So they could do that type of work, forensic pathologist, um, medical examiner, like something like that. Um, so I'm seeing that as well. So again, going back to like advocate, maybe they work for like some type of nonprofit organization that has to deal with human welfare and human health and well-being and human rights, civil rights, that type of thing. So they could even work for various organizations that support human rights and civil rights. For others of you, they could even work at a gym or like a fitness instructor or a personal trainer. That's another thing that I'm seeing here as well, actually. Now, I'm trying to tune into this central figure here. The first thing that came through my mind is when I was talking about like a prosecutor, I'm seeing too that they could be like a judge. Maybe they even play a role of like some type of arbitrator. Maybe they could play the role of like a referee or umpire, like quite literally, like in this case, okay, referee, umpire, not just for boxing, but maybe for basketball, football, soccer, like wrestling, something like that. I'm also seeing there might even be some type of manager or like human resources representative, okay? So like someone who works in the office who manages disputes within the company, or like public relations, although that's like a little bit more loose, okay? So yeah. Also, as far as appearances go, I'm seeing fair skin, okay, fair skinned person, so maybe like European descent. They will have dark hair or gray or graying hair, kind of like salt and pepper kind of hair as well, okay? And the other option, interesting, we have King of Coins. So the Sage of Cups has the same energy as the King in the traditional tarot deck. Okay, so again, this is just reinforcing that this person is older. So, you know, in some cases there were different cards here between these two, different court energies, but for you, for everyone watching this reading, this person is older than you. Okay, this, however, we have coins energy here, so this person could be earth sign. So we have Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. All right, so sun sign is there, or some collection of significant planetary placements are going to be in those earth signs. Now, the thing that I'm seeing here is definitely they do a lot of work with the land or the earth. So they could be a geologist, an ecologist, geographer. I'm also hearing like a meteorologist. Okay, they could be a forest ranger, forest park ranger. What are those people called in Canada that like wear the red jacket and the black pants? It's like a forest ranger. Is that what they're called? A mountaineer? Oh my god, if you know, can you comment down below what that particular profession is called for the people who work in the state parks or whatever of like Canada? So they could also be like a park ranger, right? I'm seeing that there. They could be a gardener. They could work in agriculture. They could be a farmer, but I'm not seeing farmer as in like livestock. I'm seeing more farmer like in crops, or I'm seeing these lavenders. So lavender farms as well. I mean, there's some really lovely lavender farms in Washington State that are fun to visit. So they could have a lavender farm or some type of flower. Like I know in Washington there's like the tulip festival that's really popular, I think in like April, where when the tulips bloom. So they might even be a florist, as a matter of fact. Okay. There's something else about this tree here. They might work at like maybe like a paper mill. okay, or like recycling paper, lumberyard, lumber industry is another thing that I'm seeing. What I'm definitely getting though from this card here is that they have a very deep connection with the earth. So, out of all those professions that I named, like scientists as well, like they might even be checking the health of the soil, the health of the water supply, right? They might be the people that get samples and like check for microorganisms and imbalances and like mineral concentration, right? They might do that. Or they might even work for like the FDA, Food and Drug Administration. Maybe they're the type of people that even, go to the farms and check about the quality of the livestock and their living conditions and the safety of like the food products that come from farms and stuff. But in any case, what I was getting at is there's someone that really is connected to the earth. So for some of them, maybe they don't work in those career fields that I just mentioned, even though I think most of it is going to be true for you all. But regardless, they're the type of person that likes to go on hikes. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a garden that they really take care of at their home. They like to be outdoors doing things. Like, their idea of a vacation is going to the national parks. They're not that type of person like, let me just go to a beach and like lounge. Like, they love to go to like Yellowstone, Yosemite, whatever big national parks that are in your country. Like, that's where they like to vacation. I wouldn't be surprised if they also like to go camping, to be honest, if that's something that they enjoy doing. So, what I'm seeing here as far as like physical appearance, so, we got physical appearance stuff from there, from the pictures, but we have a turtle here. So a little bit weird, right? But what I'm actually getting here is that this person has a very tough build. Like, they have a tough looking body, just like this turtle has like a shell that it can hide into. So I'm sensing that this person, maybe they have a stocky build, maybe they're taller than the average person, maybe they are more muscular, right? So they have like that stocky, well-built kind of frame. They're not like lanky or skinny or short or tiny. Or petite. Like, that's kind of just not their physical appearance or their look at all. And I'm also sensing here, which is really weird, but they have really prominent eyes and really noticeable fingers. So that I'm sensing that they might have long fingers like pianists do. Okay, I'm seeing that as well. I'm seeing too, so prominent eyes, prominent lips. The nose, not so much. I'm sensing that they might have like a small nose or a flat nose, but really prominent lips. Wow, I totally was not expecting that when it came to physical experience, so I'm a little bit surprised myself, but totally like think it's cool. So thank you for watching all of your reading loves. You made it to the end here. Let me know what resonated with you in the comments down below. Thank you all for the likes, the comments, the like letting the ads run while you watch these videos. I really appreciate all the love and support that you've shown me and continue to show me. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. If you have suggestions for readings, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them. And also, before you go, never forget, it's never too late for your happily ever after. Sending you all so much love. Take care, darlings.